Live to serve. Inspired out of 1 Peter. I love Peter. That's 2 letters. That's really good. 1 Peter 4. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Not everyone will have the same gifts. Live to serve. After 10-year-old Chelsea received an elaborate art set, she discovered that God used art to help her feel better when she was sad. When she found out that some kids didn't have art supplies readily available, she wanted to help them. So when it was time for her birthday party, she asked her friends not to bring her gifts. Instead, she invited them to donate art supplies and help fill boxes for children in need. Later, with her family's help, she started Chelsea's Charity. She began asking more people to help her fill boxes so she could help more kids. She has even taught art tips to groups who have received her boxes. After a local newscaster interviewed Chelsea, people started donating supplies from all over the country. As Chelsea's Charity continues sending art supplies internationally, this young girl is demonstrating how God can use us when we're willing to live to serve others. Chelsea's compassion and willingness to share reflects the heart of a faithful steward. The Apostle Peter encourages all believers in Jesus to be faithful stewards as they love each other deeply by sharing the resources and talents God has given them. Our small acts of love can inspire others to join us in giving. God can even rally supporters to serve alongside us as we rely on Him. We can live to serve and give Him glory, the glory He deserves. First Peter. Come on. It's in the middle here. Let me try something here. This is 1 Peter chapter 4. And they're saying, like, live to serve. This gal got this charity going for kids, art supplies. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's try it. Chapter 4. Since therefore Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourselves with the same way of thinking. For whoever has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, so as to live for the rest of the time in the flesh, no longer for human passions, but for the will of God. It's a big order. For the time that is past suffices for doing what the Gentiles want to do, living in sensuality, passions, drunkenness, orgies, drinking parties, and lawless idolatry. With respect to this, they are surprised when you do not join them in the same flood of debauchery, and they malign you. But they will give account to Him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. For this is why the gospel was preached even to those who are dead, and though judged in the flesh the way people are, they might live in the spirit the way God does. The end of all things is at hand, therefore be self-controlled and sober-minded for the sake of your prayers. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Show hospitality to one another without grumbling. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Whoever speaks as one who speaks oracles of God, whoever serves as one who serves with the strength that God supplies, in order that in everything God may be glorified through Jesus Christ. To Him belong glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. That's chapter 4. That's half of chapter 4. It sounds kind of harsh, huh? The verse they use is chapter 4:10. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Nothing wrong here. They took a little thing here and made this a cute little story about this girl doing a charity thing. That's great. But if you read that whole chapter, it's way more intense. A bigger theme is going on. That's all I'm trying to say. And not out of disrespect, but things like this typically it's meant to be inspirational and that kind of positive, building you up kind of thing. This and that. So they take little cherries out of here and build stories around them and all that, which is fine. Let's see. Small acts of love. How can you rely on God to help you serve others today? In what way has God been nudging you to serve him that seems too big for you to handle alone? Faithful Father, please give me all I need to serve you by loving others with my words and actions today. Not bad. Live to serve. Love you. God bless.